Named ranges is a function that almost everybody uses in Excel, but nobody pays attention to. And it's incredibly powerful, especially as your workbooks grow larger. So let's take a real quick look at how name ranges work and how you can modify them and use them the best way for you. So when I say everybody uses them, if you've ever created a table, so we'll take this set of data here and we'll click on Format as Table. My table has headers, okay. So I created this table, and at the same time what I've done is I've created a name range, and that named range is going to be table and some number. So if I select the data in this table, what you're going to see is now it's showing a name of table 4, and it has a table name of table 4. And if we go to our formulas and go to our name manager, you'll also see that here it has the name table 4. What that means is I can now use that in my formulas as a name. So if I do equal sum and I use table 4 and I hit enter, it's going to give me the sum of all the values in the named range, table 4. The issue with this is as you create larger workbooks or larger worksheets or more worksheets, you're going to create additional tables. And if they're all named table and a number, it's very difficult to understand what the data within them is, making this far less valuable. So again, let's visit our Formulas tab and go to our Name Manager. From here, I can edit that name. So the table 4 can become Annual Sales, for example. So now that range, that table range, is called Annual Sales. And if I close this out and I go back to my formula, you'll see here that it says equal sum annual sales. So I was able to change that name range without breaking any of my formulas. And on top of that, if I go to use this formula again, so we'll delete it, and we'll just start typing annual, you'll see that it's located as one of the selections in my formula bar. So now I can just hit tab and close that out and get back to the same thing. And that's fine and good. You can have table names. But many times what we're going to want to do is have selections of data. So for example, if I wanted to create a range for week 1, I can select the data in week 1 and simply go to the names box here and name it week_1. Now if I go to my formulas bar, so I'll go to formulas, name manager again, you'll notice that week 1 has shown up here, meaning that it went ahead and created that named range for me. I can also select a range of data, go back to my names manager again, and create a new range here. So I'm going to hit new. It's going to pick up my header, which is week 2, because I've selected the week 2 data, and I hit OK, and now I have week 2. So we're going to close this. Likewise, we can go right across all the columns, and I can create one that's called January. And I can go to February, and I can highlight that data, and I can go to my names manager, and I can create new, and we can do that. So it doesn't matter how you create your named ranges. What's important is that you can remember that the name manager is under Formulas, Name Manager. Or if you go to the Tell Me What You Want to Do, you can type in name, and it's going to bring up Name a Range. And when you click on that, it's going to let you do a shortcut to that as well. So there are a lot of different ways to get to it, but when you have your name ranges, what it allows you to do is we'll do equal sum, and here I want the total of week 1, so I start typing week, and you see in my formula box down here, I can select week 1, so we'll double click on that, we'll close it, and now I'm going to get the sum of everything that's in that range. Just like if I wanted to do across the columns for January, I do equal sum, and I start typing January, and it's going to show up. I'm just going to hit tab, and I'm going to close that out. So it's a very nice way to give your data ranges proper names. And why that's also important is a lot of times we do summary sheets. So if I come to my sample summary sheet here, you'll notice I can do sum, and I want total sales, so I'm going to use my annual range. And I can just use that same formula right there. I don't have to name a sheet. I don't have to click through. Because my named ranges are there, I can use them throughout the entire workbook. And it makes it very easy to understand what your data is and use it throughout the workbook.